The second thing that I think we need to get to a level where we understand that this is all I have. This family is all I have. This wife is all I have. These children are all I have. This husband is all I have.
It's not
and I know that we are living in a time where we think that we can replace a spouse. But the truth of the matter is, I think we mentioned it at the beginning, that you can replace them, but what you are doing is just recreate the same thing.
Yeah, you fell in love.
You're
just a commitment.
So
if you
meaning
cannot
that
keep a commitment,
and if this didn't work, what's the guarantee that the next one is going to work?
The chances,
so at the end of the day, whether it is this one or the next one that I have,
it's the same process.
The truth is, that's all I have. Because the reason why I could not stay by myself, I had to go and look for another one. It's because I understand I still need this.
So it's like you have to pass an exam, and you keep not taking it serious, and you keep failing.
Yes.
But for you to become whatever you need to become, you need to pass the test.
Yes.
So just because you keep saying, this test is not important, I'll recite for it next year, doesn't mean it wasn't important. You will keep reciting for the same test. So why are you going through circles?
Yes.
If you fell in love because you found this person was everything, you found this person was awesome, they were irresistible, and they were perfect for you to the point you made a commitment, and then now they are not good enough for you, now you have seen somebody else who's better, what's the chance that person with all the perfection that you have now seen will not turn into this? Because you didn't pick an imperfect person in the first place. You picked somebody that was perfect in the first instance. But now the problem is not this person. The problem is not what you are in. The problem is the challenge to stay within a commitment, whether it's being challenged by you or by the other person or by other circumstances. Because even in the next setup, there will be you, another person, and other circumstances. So what really needs to be dealt with is the ability to hold on to a commitment, not changing partners. Because you're going to change until you lose interest in changing.
I like what Paul tells when he tells Timothy about choosing leaders. He tells Timothy, I know he's talking about leaders in 1 Timothy chapter number 3 verse 5, but that can be applied generally to Christians because we are all taking care of God's household and God's work, more especially Christians. And Paul tells Timothy that if one fails to look after his own home, fails to take care of his own home, how will he save God? Okay, and many of us Christians, we claim to be serving God, but we fail to understand that this is all I have and I need to take care of it. I need to groom it. I need to look after it. And it's the responsibility of everyone in that home, more especially the parents, more especially the husband and the wife. Understand this is all I have. This is all I have. The Bible says, and therefore man shall leave his mother and father and cling to his wife, and the two shall become one. This is what you have. This has become your primary. This has become your primary.
This is your first
it is
now.
That understanding that will motivate, because if you know that this is all you have, this is all you have. This
you give it your
when
best.
You understand, this is the only car I have to commute to work. Without this car, I'm stranded, I'm stuck. What do you look after it very well? You take care of it. You make sure that it is to the mechanic on time, it is serviced. You make sure that it is in a running order because you know
you need it.
You need it. When you know this is all you have, you give it your best. So it's the same. You need to understand that family you have created, that's all you have. That's all you have. Stop being deceived by these trends that are going on that, you just leave. It's easier said
than done. You know,
people that have done that, they create a facade like, hey, I did it. It's funny now. People have celebratory parties. Yes, they have.
You must be joking.
Parties to celebrate. They have parties to celebrate a divorce. But the truth of the matter is, you have lost.
You've lost years. The years that you invested, you have lost them. There's no recovering from that. There's a part of you that's been bruised and hurt that needs to recover. You have lost. When you go through every process you go through in life, you come out as a different person. You need to understand that. And when you come out differently, some of whatever you come out as is wonderful. Some of whatever you come out as can be monstrous.
And it's important to make it clear, we are not saying that there are no circumstances in which things can become irreversible. But what we are saying is, give it your best shot. This is all you have, and therefore give it your best shot. There are people that things became irreversible, irretrievable, and all that, but give it your best shot. This is all you have.
I think it's more an issue of mindset. I remember making a video that I said, do not marry people who think that separation and divorce is an option. Because people who think that separation and divorce, separation of a family and divorce from spouses is an option, are definitely going to divorce. Because marriage and family always gives you a reason to disintegrate. Always. There's always somebody who's more self-centered. There are always challenges, even not just among you, but around you. Maybe resources that just say you can't rent and live in one place. Maybe around you there are family members who have not accepted your spouse. Okay, maybe as nature might have it, you end up with children with special needs, and it becomes frustrating watching other people's children. There's always a reason why you should divorce. There's always a reason why a family should disintegrate. So what we are basically saying is, don't entertain the thought, because media is pushing it like it's an option, like it is awesome. Darling, if it was awesome, why are women going through depression? Why are men committing suicide? If it was this wonderful, why are so many children traumatized? Don't be fooled by trends and social media. Oh, it's now 10 years as a divorcee. Oh, it's now, they're making it look wonderful. In fact, if it had no impact on their lives, why have they been counting the years? We don't count
the very fact that they have to come
for something that's not important.
It
had an impact, but you see, with media now, people will just give you anything so that you give them views and a reaction. You are taking it as reality when it is somebody else's business and money-making venture. So don't entertain this whole thought that it should disintegrate. You need to understand your family is very important. If it gets to the worst where maybe there is divorce or something, we understand there are extremes where that becomes necessary. Of course, doesn't mean that God approves of it or that it has become beautiful. Because something has happened doesn't mean that it is wonderful. We need to accept that. And we need to understand that if at all there's anything in us that can save this home, you know, do it. For the sake of the children, they need their parents. And for the sake of yourself, you need your children in one place. And for the sake of each other, you all need each other. We all need somebody who has seen us at our best, seen us at our worst, and someone that we have had conflict with, and we've gotten to a point where we have found home despite our differences, where we agree to disagree and still love each other.
And the third thing, moving forward, the third thing, learn to prioritize each other. Husband, learn to prioritize your wife, learn to prioritize your children as a father. Wife, learn to prioritize your husband, learn to prioritize your children. So everyone in this house becomes a priority. Their well-being, their comfort, their happiness becomes a priority. Ephesians chapter number 5 talks about husband, love your wives as Christ loved the church. And wives,
Say that again.
husband, love your wives as Christ loved the church. The church was so it was so much a priority to Christ that he had to come
gave his life
and die. Okay? And wives, submit to your husbands as
the church
submits to Christ.
Yeah.
There's no connection or relationship between Christ and the church without submission. Okay, and the Bible also talks about parents do not provoke to anger your children.
Yeah, do not exasperate your children.
And children also honor and obey your parents.
That it may be well with you.
That it may be well with you.
So everybody is having a responsibility towards the other, not thinking about themselves, but thinking about the other.
So
but then everybody is thinking about each other in the process.
Yes.
So everybody's a priority and everybody gets the benefit.
This is very important because you see, as humans, we have a tendency to look after ourselves. But you see, in this case, think more about the other people. Okay? Yes, you had a bad day at work, but what about the other person?
Maybe they also had a bad day at home. Because some of us think, because you're a housewife, maybe all the electric was failed today.
So you had a bad day at home, but what about the other person who went out to work? What kind of a day did they have?
Oh no, I'm the one who's earning the money here. You don't know what I'm going through. What about the children? How was their day at school? How about the fact that they have to survive bullying?
Yes.
How about that they have to handle failing sometimes?
Yes.
How about the fact that they are learning new topics
more especially
and new
the issue
every
of
day?
The issue of failure on children. We take it for granted. But failure is very painful. It looks like this at a distance when someone has failed. Wait until you fail on something that really matters.
And you see the thing about us parents and children. As parents, we fail so many times.
Yeah.
But we don't even want to talk about it. We have the pride to come and pretend it's okay.
Yeah.
So did you do? No. Because we have the privilege of holding our own information.
Yes. Yeah.
But you see this, your child that has failed 3-4 times. You see that kid, they also want to hide. But unfortunately, it is your contacts that are there before their own contacts.
I want you to imagine as a parent, that business that you
Flops.
put in your all and it flopped and you lost the capital. How you felt. You almost went into depression. Did you even have the courage
to tell everybody?
Now think what your child is going through.
They had sleepless nights, they studied, they tried.
You as a husband, you went out, sick, going to work and everything, and you had a bad day. Okay? But think about your spouse who stayed at home, your wife who stayed at home, the bad day they had, what they experienced, what they went through. Okay? Maybe both of you work. You had a bad day at work. I had a bad day at work. We have to learn, if we prioritize each other, we will not allow our bad days outside come into the house
and make the
home bad. Because we have nowhere to go. This is the place. I'm not saying walk into the house and pretend nothing happened.
No. Come talk about it.
We are saying come talk about it, but make an environment where
a warm atmosphere.
Everyone, by the time they wake up in the morning trying to go out to school, to work and everything, they feel refreshed, they'll feel energized, they'll feel recharged.
Normalize hugs in your home. Let me just bring it home and say, a lot of us are okay calling our friends, hi love, hi Han, hi darling, hi sweetheart, but we will never call our children that. Who said it was a taboo? Who barred us from calling our children that? A lot of us are okay with, even on Facebook, hi honey, hi love, to other people. But it's so hard to call our spouse that.
Yeah.
We should call them by name. Normalize being sweet spoken to your own.
Yeah.
Normalize hugs, crying out loud. Your son is your son. Let the poor boy have a mother to run to.
Yeah.
Just because he has started growing doesn't mean throw him out.
Yeah.
He's having a tough time discovering how to be a man out there. Your daughter is having a tough time finding how to be a girl, soft and still honorable, respectable, and not easy to abuse. Can you normalize giving them a hug? Normalize walking into the house and hug each other. You know, breathe, let people breathe. Normalize calling each other wonderful names. Normalize sitting and sometimes just asking, how was your day? What is troubling you? Is there anything you want to talk about? Normalize holding hands. You are a family. It's not a taboo. It's okay to hold your daughter's hand. It's okay to hold your son's hand. It's okay to hold your spouse's hand.
And for spouses, when it comes about sharing maybe what we went through, what we experienced, and don't make it a competition. No, I had a bad day.
It was bad. If you hear mine.
Yes. You know, sometimes
No.
you also had a bad day, but your friend begins to share their bad day.
Let them air.
It's okay sometimes to hold on to your bad day. Maybe talk about it another day, but listen to them. Because when you begin to share something and then I begin to share the same thing on my own experience, it becomes like a competition, like a comparison.
The worst one wins.
You know?
So yours is not bad enough.
Yes.
Shut up.
You know? So
Nah.
and so it's an issue of making your friend, making your spouse, making that member of the family a priority.
The center.
Let's talk
in
about
this moment.
we're talking about a household here. Some may not be biological children, may just be people that we are looking after. Maybe brothers, it may be, as long as they are in that house, make them a priority.
Yeah.
Their well-being should be a priority. As a couple, husband and wife, it should be Genesis 2:24. A man shall leave his house and cleave to his wife. I mentioned that scripture. You become a priority. You are my number one priority. Your happiness is my priority. I have no other priority except my wife and my children.
Everything else
These
is
are my number one priority. If I fail this, even as a man of God, if I fail these two categories of people, I'm not successful anywhere else. I can look flourishing, I can preach well.
Wife and children except
yes. So if I have failed my family, my wife and my children, I've not made them a priority. Everything else that I am doing is unacceptable.
You see, now that you talked about even dependence in the home, have you heard the common cry these days, oh, don't help people, don't bring them into your home. After you make sacrifices for them, they're going to forget you. But darling, have you thought about the fact that most of these people are forgetting you because they didn't even feel cared for in your home? They felt used. They felt used because you brought them into your home. They did the responsibilities that were given to them, but they were never heard. Yeah? They did the chores that were given to them, but they were not cared for. Feeding people doesn't always interpret as care.
Yeah.
Sometimes feeding people is a job. Sometimes feeding people is for our own ego so that other people will be saying he's doing it, she's doing it. It's for yourself, not for the person you are feeding. Some of us are keeping people for the eyes of other people. Some of us are keeping people for a reputation so we look good. Some of us are keeping people because it is a responsibility we cannot run away from. My question is, the people that you have kept in your house, those dependents, do they know you love them?
Yeah.
Because if you don't love them, trust me, love doesn't lie. Hearts don't lie. Hearts know when they are loved. Hearts know when they have found home.
Yeah.
If you don't care for them, trust me, you will feed them, you will provide beddings and whatnot. But the day they're going to walk out of your house, they will feel like they broke through something and they will never look back. That's how you end up keeping children who, when they grow and God blesses them, they remember the neighbor that lived next to you. Why? Because that's where they went to cry when you ill-treated them. Why? Because that's the one that fed them when you shouted at them and they couldn't find the strength to eat in your house. Why? Because that was the person giving them advice when you were unwilling to give. That was the person wiping their tears that you inflicted in spite of the fact that they lived under your shelter and ate your food. It's very important that God gives us
so
wisdom.
prioritize the well-being of the people in your house, in your home. Okay, let everyone feel the safety of being in that house.